Hi, it's been a while, and it's been hard for us to schedule a call together and record a podcast episode together, which is a shame. Plus, we are very, very uninspired. I think it's February now, so the January motivation, it's gone. It's not here anymore. This is like the February slump. Yeah, I think it's probably a curse. But anyways, welcome back to an episode of The Complainer. And I think out of us, I'm the one who complains more. I record more kind of like the complainers episode, I think. And even in our podcast episode, I just keep on the regular schedule program is just me complaining in every freaking episode, whether it's Sentimental Sunday, whether it's just another rant, or whether it's the complainers. And today I'm gonna complain about very random things, just things that make me sad. And if you cannot tell already, I get sad very often. I get sad very easily. I think, I don't know why. I mean, just about last year, I blame it on my teenage hormonal imbalance, which is my favorite thing to blame all of my stupid mistakes or all of my stupid thoughts on. But I am officially 20 now. Okay, it's been a little bit more than a month since I turned 20, which is just depressing. I mean, God, we made a whole episode on this, so yeah, that's the first thing that made me sad. I'm 20. I'm no longer a teenager. And I feel like, as dumb as how I was as a teenager, I kind of like it. I mean, I feel old now, which makes me sad, because that means, I have to mature and take on more responsibility, and I don't feel like I'm ready for it. And yeah, more than sad, I'm just stressed out about it, which literally solves nothing. Literally, it just makes things worse. But I don't know what to do with that. So yeah, that's the first thing that made me sad. Second thing that made me sad is this is so weird. Okay, this could be a separate episode, but to keep it short, well, you know what? I'm not gonna keep it short. It's the second thing that made me sad is the whole fat shaming situation. Okay, I don't know. I'm not fat shamed anymore because I'm not quote unquote fat anymore, because I lost a lot of weight, living alone and taking the bus to school and exercising and going vegan, all that stuff combined. The weight just came off very easily and naturally, slowly. In the past 2 years, I've lost quite a bit, and I think I've lost almost 10 pounds more since I came back to the US, because it's tough on me. Anyways, I'm not fat shamed anymore, but it just makes me sad because I am treated very nicely right now. I don't think I feel it as a parent as I felt it when I was in Vietnam for let's say 8 months. I really felt it. 15 years old me, 16 years old me was overweight, and I was treated not incredibly ridiculously terrible, but I wasn't treated as nice as I was supposed to be, or as I deserve to be. And then came back to Vietnam 2.5 or 3 years later, significantly lost weight and just like, normal size and probably on the bigger size. But anyways, just know that I lost a lot of weight, and I noticed that people treated me very nicely. I don't know, is it because of my insecurity, or is it true that people treated me nicely because I'm like thinner now? I don't know. But it is like, I think I can feel it. Like before, I was just like, made fun of sometimes, or people just say like, I think they just subconsciously say things that 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 hurt me, but they didn't know that what they said was offensive and not thoughtful, because obviously they didn't think it through, so of course it's not thoughtful. But yeah, so there's that. But then I came back and I was treated so nicely. I felt the difference so apparent. I don't know, maybe that's true, or maybe that's just me coming back to a country that I left 3 years ago and I barely had any experience in that, city throughout those 3 years. So maybe that's just like, I don't know, like a not culture shock, because it's my culture. Anyways, you get the point. So that happened. And yes, of course, I enjoyed being treated nicely, but it makes me really sad. It makes me really sad. I feel so sorry for my 16 years old self, because I was weaker then. Like, I was emotionally weaker. I was young, I was 16, I didn't know much. So, all of the, being treated badly and all the kind of like fat shaming thing, really, I let it get into my head, and it really affected me. And then 19 years old me, 18 years old me came back skinnier. Not skinnier, thinner, a little bit lighter. And it was so different. And it just, I don't know, it just makes me sad. It makes me sad and mad at the same time. Like, that's how society works, especially in Vietnam, I think. I don't know so much about how it is in the US, because the States is such a big country. It varies a lot more than Vietnam, with the culture and stuff. Also, I don't I don't really socialize when I'm in the States, because I literally have like no friends. Okay, I don't have a lot of friends in the States. It's really hard making friends here, and I'm busy studying. And like, when I was in Vietnam, it was like having a vacation. So yeah, my social life in Vietnam was a lot more fun and a lot more vibrant and dynamic. And here in the States, I'm just like a sad person all the time. But yeah, so that's the fat shaming thing. I don't know. It's a constant struggle. Even now. I don't know. I think maybe not so much now, but before I was so scared of the scale. It was like a thing. Like, I would not step on it because I don't want to see the numbers. Now I don't have the scale because I don't have a scale. My housemate has one, and sometimes I step on it. But now I don't have a scale, and yeah, I think it's better to not have a scale, actually, because I don't care that much anymore. But back then, when I was in Vietnam, my mom, I don't think she does it to like hurt me or anything. It's just like it triggers my insecurity. Like every morning she would step up on like a digital scale that we have at home, step on it. She sees her weight, and then she's, oh, I gained like a kilo from last night's feast or something like that. And she's so okay about it, because she has a really good relationship with food and weight, because she's never been fat, she always been skinny. And yeah, anyway, she's like normal. So that's kind of make me envy her. So I want to have that relationship too. I'm currently not in that stage yet. I'm working on it. I'll try. But yeah, I think it has improved over the years. But then, anyways, this just make me sad thinking about my fat, insecure, and yeah. I think maybe, I don't know, like this is just go off on a tangent, but I think my personality back then was so much more intense. Like, I don't know how to word it, but I would, I talk a little bit louder, I talk a little bit more, I laugh more. Overall, just like more open. Not actually open. Like, just when you look at me, like a couple years ago, I wouldn't be so mellow and like kind of quiet, and yeah, just like soft like I am right now. Back then I was like more out there, and I think it's just kind of like my coping mechanism to like handle my insecurities. And my insecurities isn't just about like appearance, isn't just about, of course it's not just about weight, it's also about like my performance at school, and my personality flaws, and of course my weight, and how I look and all of that. So it was a bigger problem, but I think yeah, it was, right now I'm just so much more mellow, and I think I like it this way more. I guess this is the positive thing, that there are aspects in my life that I have managed to improve. And yeah, that's the second thing, which is really long. The third thing that made me sad is, this is just random. Well, I guess everything about this episode is random. But I guess sad, just living alone, which is, I guess, it's very common. But like, yeah, like sometimes I think about the times I was in Vietnam with my friends and family, and it was so easy. It was so easy just to like text one of them, and then like an hour or two later we would meet up at a cafe and talk. And I really miss that. And also it's just like, it's so easy for me just to get outside of the house, walk for like 10 minutes to a really cute coffee shop, and enjoy my time there with a cup of coffee, with a book, or sometimes writing a blog post. Or I can just take my sister to the bookstore and take a look at the books there, buy some books, go home, read the books. It's like, it's fun stuff. I don't get to do that now because I don't have a car. It's hard to go to fun places if you don't have a car here in Philly. Well, it's not that hard, but I live in a suburb, and the public transit here is pretty shitty. Like, really, please, come on, SEPTA, please step it up, please. I really, the other day, this is like tangent also, but the other day I was like ready to go to my physics class, which is like pretty brutal. I really don't like physics, but then I kind of like the class because the class is pretty fun. I like the professor. Anyways, so it was like raining, kind of like raining, showering. So you know, like I had such willpower, like really strong willpower to actually get out and go to school, because it takes 1 freaking hour to get to school. And then I was like there waiting at the bus stop, and I waited for like 30 minutes. Okay, normally it would be like 10 minutes from one bus to another. So yeah, anyways, it was like the bus was like 30 minutes late. So obviously I could make it to the class, but I would be late. And by the time I waited for like 30 minutes, I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go home. And I really walked home and I skipped the class. And yeah, so there's that. Wow. How could we go from living alone to missing the bus? I don't know. Anyways, living alone, sadness. It's just sad. And like, it's also Tet holiday. I don't care that much for Tet holiday, but my mom makes a really big deal of it. And yeah, if you don't know what Tet holiday is, it's like the Lunar New Year, or in some places they call it the Chinese New Year. And it's a really big culture holiday in Vietnam, and I think like some East Asian countries. And yeah, it's kind of like Christmas in the States, but extensively longer for like a couple days, like weeks. So yeah, there's that. And my mom called and we talked. Not that I'm like super excited for Tet holiday anyways. I find it kind of annoying. Then my mom called and we talked, and then I said to my mom that I don't care that much for Tet holiday. I think it's just like, I feel like it's a little bit too much work, honestly. Like, instead of like, you know, a holiday for people to gather together as a family and catch up and have fun and relax, it's really stressful. It's just too much, and we have enough stress in our lives. So there are things about Tet holiday that I like, and there are things that I don't. But anyways, I told my mom that I just don't really care for Tet holiday, and she got really mad. She was like, you have lost your roots, you have become an American. Which is really funny, actually. It's like, you're becoming an American now. You're not. You lost your Vietnamese roots. You need to know where your roots are. And I'm like, oh my god, not this conversation again. Please. I cannot handle another fight. Okay? But I didn't say anything. And then it's like she started crying, and it's like, oh my god, it's like a freaking mess. Anyway, so that really made me sad. Not because my mom was mad at me, or not because I have become an American, because I'm not an American, okay? Or maybe I am, like, kinda adapted to America now. I don't know, whatever that is. I guess I feel sad because, like, I feel like my mom just is so draining for her. I feel sad for her sometimes, because she is such a family person. Like, everything she does, she thinks about the family first, which is kind of like in Vietnam, it's like, oh yeah, of course the mom has to think about the family first. But maybe I have become an American. Well, maybe it's the same in the States, and I rubbed it the wrong way. But I think that my mom has lost her own identity because she cares so much about this family, and I feel sorry for her. I just feel sorry that she doesn't get to decide what her heart really wants, or what's not, what she would enjoy more, just because her decisions are based on our family, not necessarily what's best for the family, but what would make everyone happy. And I feel like sometimes it's not about making everybody happy. Sometimes it's about you. Sometimes it's about making yourself happy. And yeah, I feel like it's exhausting for her, and I feel sorry. I wish that she could find a balance. I wish that she would think again that, oh, it's okay to be not necessarily selfish, but to care more about herself. And I think that's very important. Whether you're a mom or not, whoever you are, it's very important to hashtag self-care, self-love, to practice that. I don't know, maybe, and I talked to her about it, but she's like, you don't understand because you're a teenager, which I think she's probably right. But I don't know. I feel sorry. I feel really sorry for her. And yeah, maybe I really don't understand. Maybe one day I will be like her, and I would think back to this very moment, and I would listen back to this episode. Oh my god, if it's still available then. And this would sound so freaking stupid. But yeah, I hope that she finds something for herself too, not just about the family. And I think she should value herself not as a mom, but as herself. I don't know. Yeah, there's that. Another thing that made me sad is my grandma. Oh my god, this has become like a family episode, but I don't know if this is like common actually. Yeah, I don't really know if it's really common, but I think people, rather than respecting the elders, like, your grandma, your grandpa, your grandparents, whatever, people, rather than respecting them, people just kind of like half respecting them and half discarding them. They are taken for granted. I'm not saying like this generation is trashy and disrespectful, like that's not that, but people kind of like take the elders for granted because they're old, they're not as intelligent. No, they are intelligent. There's not a fast pace. They're not up to date to what's going on with this very technological centric era. They're just old people and they cannot catch up. That's kind of like the mindset, even though you might not think it, but maybe like subconsciously you do that. You act out in a way that represent that thought. So yeah, there's that. I feel sorry, and I think one day I'm gonna be old. One day I'm gonna be old, and maybe I'm gonna be bald, and that is depressing. But one day I'm gonna be old, and I would not be up to date, and I will be taken for granted, and that's sad. And this is just so like unnecessary and doesn't help anybody, because honestly, like, I'm 20, why am I thinking about that? It's not realistic, and it doesn't really serve a purpose right now. And it's only make me sad. But yeah, so there's that. Oh my god. Another thing, I promise this is the last thing that make me sad. Well, not the last thing, but the last thing for today. Another thing that's make me sad is that I think everyone in my life has a place to go. Like, they have a plan. We talked about that in our Turning 20 episode, and also in our Having No Plans episode, so check that out. But basically, the whole having no plans thing is driving me crazy, because I really should have a plan now. I do see the purpose of having a plan right now. And yeah, I'm not one of those people that like plan everything in their lives and do it. But I really believe that I should have a somewhat of a plan to, to know my way and do things more productively, which currently I am so not productive right now. But in a way I am productive, because I have to get my grades. I gotta get them A's, but at the same time, I'm not productive. I don't think, like, in terms of like self-growth, I have made any progress. Like, honestly, it's an issue. Well, yeah, I don't know. Can we call it an issue? Because an issue is something you can fix, and I don't know how to fix it. But it makes me sad seeing all of my friends having plans and doing things and making their way through life, and I'm currently just stuck here. Well, not stuck, but kinda. And I don't know, not feeling it, not positive. All of that things is like dragging me down, and I know it. I just don't know how to fix it, and it makes me sad, because I really want to get ahead of the game. And I think, like, deep down inside, even though I say like I'm chilling and like it's no big deal, deep down inside I'm a very competitive person. Very competitive. I think it's a good thing to be competitive. That's how I get this far. But another thing is that because I'm competitive and I'm not getting anywhere, it's weighing me down. So yeah. Anyways, this is very depressing. It's only February and I'm already complaining. And this is not positive. This is not a good start to the year. But I think the first step to fixing any problem is to acknowledge it. So that's a little positive beam for today, I guess. Yeah, that's it. So if you're still listening, I wish you the best day you could have. And even if it's not the best day, even if it's a bad day, just know that, yeah, I'm I'm rooting for you too. You know, let's root for each other and try to just be positive, I guess. And I don't know. Have a jolly day. See ya next time.